Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here, again, spokesman and advocate of basic human rights. The conversation today is mainly still dealing with abortion. And we're reminded that during the candidacy for becoming a member of the Supreme Court, you had these gentlemen and women to go before the Congress. And during that process, many questions were asked. One of the main questions, however, had to do with precedents, things that had been existing for so long, a period of time, not dealt with, not messed with. If they themselves would be blind to them, or would they come in and try to change these based upon what their philosophy or what their ideology is. And they indicated that things that had been established by continuity as precedents, then that they would not interfere with. And so, these guys are going to represent the courts. They're going to represent the truth and in relationship to laws based on the ability that they have. And so knowing that the things that they say here also identifies the kind of character of these gentlemen who would have to make decisions that's relative to the lives of so many other people. And so you got to trust it. However, when these gentlemen who were approved and women were approved to go into the Supreme Court of the United States, the first opportunity that they had to change one established precedents related to abortion, they changed it. They actually changed it. Now, what does this imply when it comes down to the decisions that's relative to the lives of many of the people of this nation? What does it imply? You got a bunch of guys who are supposed to be that represent the highest order of truth. And one of the first things that they do when they have the opportunity to support their truths, they indicate that they were lying. And yet they're still sitting on the Supreme Court. But what they fail to understand, my friends, is that when they have made these decisions about abortion, when they have said it doesn't matter what the situation is that got you pregnant, you're going to have the baby. And anybody that tries to interfere with you having that baby will be punished. They are also saying that they are claiming responsibility for any child that comes in the world under the guidelines that they have set forth. They are responsible for the daily livelihood of such child. That includes their food, their clothing, that includes their shelter, that includes their education, that includes their health care, that includes their transportation. Now see, they, I guarantee you, hadn't thought about all of that. They just wanted to put their foot in somebody else's business and then leave it to someone else. Their hands are off, but their hands are not off. They are responsible. They are the ones that says this child must be here. This child must be here. Not the person who was pregnant, who found it necessary that maybe they should abort. But these said, no, you are not going to abort. And I personally, there was a time I always believed that every child, every woman that got pregnant should bring that kid into the world. That was before I was ignorant, and that was, should I say, while I was ignorant about situations that might cause problems. And when things cause problems, you have to deal with it. And so when I say that it is essential that these babies that come into this world have a life, then those who have made the decision that they're going to come here, they are responsible for, they're going to have a life. Now what you're going to find out is that as this spreads to address the concerns of these particular children, it's going to spread because we, the people, will be responsible. The government is not going to be just outright responsible for these children that came into the world because they weren't aborted. It's going to require the public. And the public should not be restricted to just these kids. They should be responsible for all kids. That means if you're responsible for all kids, then you're looking out for the kids' parents. That makes it easier for you to look out for the kids. when the parents are taken care of, engaged in the process. And that's making sure that the system that is set up allows the parents, the adults, accommodating this situation. Oh, that means a big change in our society. That means that we're going to do some rethinking. And so, ladies and gentlemen, to the degree that someone has stepped into the lives and the decision-making process of women and their health providers, then we want to say it doesn't stop there. It goes all across the board. So we, the people, are responsible. Not just the legislators, but we, the people. And it's our responsibility to make sure that everything is dealt with. I'm going to stop right there, and I'll talk to you later.